you're even getting into like differentials now. Like you had some Dana parts just pop up recently, right?
Yeah, we've partnered with Dana Spicer. We've through our, everybody asks, okay, once you reinforce the tie rod, aren't you just pushing the problem somewhere else? Yeah, we're pushing the problem to the drivetrain now because we're able to do more difficult trails and still putting stress on drivetrain components. And so one of the things that I can pretty much guarantee I broke more than anybody else in the country, and that's CV axles. I've got probably a pile of 15 of them or so, 20. I don't know. I've got a lot of broken CVs. And so what is the solution? Well, this is the ultimate solution you see there. The ultimate 44 Dana front differential, which gives you the ability to gear all the way up to 538s. So there's a whole lot of gear options in there. The Spicer 32 spline. So a 32 spline is a lot bigger than the 29 spline that comes on the stock Bronco. Plus these are made out of chromoly. So this solves a lot of issues. We've had some other stuff that we're developing because there's a lot of people out there that I'm getting messaged on. We've done some, I try and do a blog post every week too on different issues, but on our website, there are people that want to stay with the stock differential, which is fine. There's really only one weak point on it, and that's the aluminum housing.
Yeah.
And so because it's a cast aluminum, very similar to the steering rack, we are going to be working on a part that'll reinforce that for those that want to stay with their stock unit. And maybe they already have RCV, but they want to reinforce that. So that's one of our parts that is in process that we'll be releasing here soon, among other things. So,
yeah. Hey, we can talk to Josh Hamilton there. No, like I will say what is it? An M220? I forget what the stock one is.
The M210 is the stock one.
Yeah. And is that the one that's in the Badlands? I can never remember right.
Yeah, Badlands is, well, all of the Sasquatch have an M210.
Okay.
And then Badlands has an M210. The Wild Track has an M210. So the only ones that has the M190 is going to be, those that most likely, more the base without Sasquatch. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm familiar with this housing because I love the Nissan brand, and Nissan has the M220, I believe it is, which is basically the same thing, but it was all aluminum housing, and you stress that and the casing cracks. They just crack under stress. And I was happy when I saw Ford they were doing the housing in cast before, and they're doing the outs because they're trying to save weight any way they can. But this ultimate Dana 44, man, I mean, this is if you're wanting to go pound on your vehicle daily or weekly or once a month, but you're going to do some hardcore stuff, man. This is definitely up your alley. And the price of it, I was surprised the price of it. Like it's not out of line for
no, there's a lot to that for sure. Mm-hmm. That outboard shaft is a cast steel instead of cast aluminum. And of course 32 spline. So it's a lot bigger diameter, chromoly, being able to gear to different ratios. The biggest holdup on that's been available for a year. The biggest holdup has been all of the programming, from Ford, getting that to coordinate, and still working through some stuff on the early release, because basically once you re-gear your wheel speed sensors and your driveline sensors are not going to correlate properly, and you're going to get faults, and the computer's going to think something's wrong and put you in limp mode. So that's been the biggest hold up in this.
Isn't that something that the Forescan or whatever it was? I thought that there was something in that where you could change some of the.
You can change tire size up to 37 with Forescan, but it won't let you change gearing. Gearing is the most important part of it. So.
Well, I didn't know if it, when you change the tire size in the computer, if it helped sync up everything with the differentials.
No.
Okay.
Forescan won't really do much for you. Ford Performance has a new tune out for the 2.3 and the 2.7. I think it's $700 to $900 depending on where. And with that allows you to tune the engine. I think now out of the 2.3 with my tuner, I'll be able to get 330 horse, I believe. So it's not only just
2.7 range.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the exciting things with that tuner is it not only will allow me to change gearing, you know, on the manual transmission, there's a lot of things that it allow me to do. But that has to be bought separately through either Ford Performance or somebody that sells for Ford Performance. So.
Yeah, but it's definitely, these are parts that you want to start stockpiling for the you know, if you're looking to this summer take your adventure out, start buying these parts, start stockpiling some of this stuff. Get ready if you're going, and I only say this, if you're going to Moab weekly, you're going to, more than likely you're going to need some of this stuff. You're going to want to, you know, and this is nothing out of line that Jeep guys don't do. So don't ever let your Jeep buddy go like, oh no, we just, you know, no, those Dana 30s, they smile like crazy. You put big tires on them and you just start seeing them sag. And like, don't ever let your Jeep friend act like they're indestructible from the factory, because they're not.
No, anybody that you go wheel with in the Jeep community that really truly go out and wheel that hasn't put at least $30,000 to $40,000 into them is kind of unheard of. I mean, there are a few, but for the most part, it's a lot of these guys I meet with, talk with, and you start going through their list of parts, the axles and all these things they upgrade. It's an expensive sport. It's a very fun sport. It's very addicting.